Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kira. If you're not, hey guy, hey girl, how you doing? I know it's been a minute since I actually sat down in front of the camera and actually did like a talking video. However, this video literally just came to me last night. I was like, what have I learned throughout this year and what like has really stuck with me? And I just started writing out my ideas, and this is just what I came up with on what I personally learned this year in 2023. And just, maybe this can help other people, and maybe other people can relate to just what lessons that I have taken from this year. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow my Instagram because a girl be posting on there all the time. And yeah, keep watching this video. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with the first lesson that I learned this year: learning to let go and realize what it is that you can control and what you can't control. As people, we tend to hold on to things that are familiar, that we're comfortable with, and that we just like don't want to change. And I realized that that's not necessarily healthy. That's holding on to something that's no longer serving you, that was no longer serving me, was not healthy for my own self and my own growth. And so it was like, okay, I need to learn to let go of the things that are maybe holding me back or maybe making me feel a certain type of way, or I just can't change it and it's something that I don't like and I don't feel like it fits my lifestyle at the moment. And so I had to learn to let go. I would say like an example for me would be that I had to learn to let go of people who weren't going to give me what I wanted in terms of like what I needed as a person. Like, if you're not going to give me what's going to make me feel reassured or better, or just, help me like grow as a person, then I don't really see why I need to hold on so tight, or I need to, hold on at all. Just because something is familiar doesn't mean that it's the best thing for you. And so taking the time to actually like realize, okay, is this something that's making me better? Is this something that is like, what is this doing for me? Sometimes you just have to let it go. And the only way to free yourself is to do that. The fact of the matter is that you can't control everything in life. You cannot control other people. You can't always control their actions and their words and whatever they do. And you can't control like some circumstances and the way that they play out. The only thing you can control is yourself. And so if that is telling yourself that you need to let it go, you need to let this go, then that's what you're gonna have to do. Okay, so the next thing that I learned this year was that sometimes you really just have to see things for the way that they are. Now, that is very hard, especially when it has to do with a person. Sometimes it's harder to realize what is really going on until you take a look back. It may take a minute. For me, sometimes it takes a minute because, as people, you like to see the better in people. You like to give people the benefit of the doubt, or you may have a relationship with someone, whatever the case may be. Sometimes you literally just have to see things for the way that they are. You have to take that step back and evaluate what has happened, what is happening, what is the situation? Who is that person? Who is that person to you? What is the situation, relationship, whatever between you? What is going on? And then do something about it. Like, literally, it's that. I say that from personal experience. All this is from personal experience, is that it takes a minute to see things for the way that they are and see people for the way that they are. And sometimes it's just a matter of you have to go through it to see. Like, hindsight is 2020, and that's the biggest thing that I've learned. Hindsight is 2020. In the moment, you're not necessarily seeing the full picture. Sure, things may get to you here and there, but when you put all the pieces together, it makes so much more sense. And you realize maybe why you were feeling this way at this point in time, or why that rubbed you the wrong way when homegirl said this, or why when he did that, that made you feel this way. But you were brushing them off, and it was like, you're like, oh, it's a little thing, it's not that deep. But at the end of the day, when you take a look back, you realize, hold on, this is adding up. This is a pattern. Honestly, choosing not to see it or ignoring it or just being blind to the problem is not going to fix it. It's only going to make it worse in the long run. So I would say if anything is bothering you in life, again, person, situation, a job, a place, whatever is bothering you in life, just take a minute and see what is really going on. What is really happening here? And then see how you can effectively fix that problem. Okay, so now the third thing that I have come up with is to stop giving more energy than is being received. And that is honestly hard for me sometimes because I'm a person that will continue to try until I see that I'm not getting what I am giving back. If I'm putting my energy into a person and I'm not getting that same energy back, I'm just gonna stop trying. I'm gonna be so honest, I'm gonna stop trying. And that's not to say that there's anything against the person, but it's just like, I'm not feeling the reciprocated energy. I feel like I'm giving more of myself than what is being received. And I honestly don't like that feeling. You don't ever want to feel like you're loving someone more than they love you. It's really not the best feeling, especially when you think you have a stronger relationship with said person. Like, if you want to fix the problem with said person, whether that be a family member, a friend, a significant other, a coworker, whatever it is, if you want to bring that up to that person, then by all means, because sometimes it really just takes a conversation. Like my friend, one of my best friends, love her. When we were in college, I was literally like, hey babe, I love you, but like, I don't feel like you're always talking to me. I feel like I'm the one that's always reaching out to you instead of vice versa, or being equal. And she was like, oh my gosh, like, you know what, you're right. And I didn't even realize it. And so then on her part, she made an effort to start reaching out to me more. And I really respected that because I felt like I was being heard, and I felt like she cared enough to be like, hey, I'm your friend and I do need to be treating you the way that you deserve to be treated. I do need to be giving you the same energy that you give me, you know? And of course, life happens and not everyone can give the same energy at the same time as you, and that's completely understandable. But overarchingly, when you look back and you look at the relationship that you have with said person, you should see that in different ways your energy is being matched, and it's not always a one-way street, because that's not a relationship, that's not a friendship, that's just not. And honestly, I could do without that in 2024. So, and that being said, that actually leads me into my next point, which is people make time for what they want. And let's be so honest, we all do this as people. We all will be like, oh, this is going to take priority because I want to do this more than this. And the same thing goes for people. I feel like I want to hang out with this person more, so I will make more time for them than I will make for this person. And you know, okay, I get it if relationship standards are different, but at the same time, you're gonna make an effort for anything that you want. And if someone's not making you a priority in their life and makes you feel important, then either one, you need to bring it up to them, or two, you just need to cut it. And it's really that simple, but it's easier said than done. And I can say that from personal experience when it comes to just checking things for what they are and being like, okay, you're not making time for me. I've brought it up to you, and I'm obviously not that much of a priority. So at this point, I'm taking a step back. And that's perfectly okay. As a person who has their own life and has their own things going on, it's perfectly okay to either take a step back or to just cut things off completely to people or things that are just not making you a priority or are not a priority in your own life. So you just got to do what you got to do. And it really is like, it is what it is. There are so many times where one friend will literally be like, hey, like, what are you doing today? Let's go out. And I'll be like, you know what? I honestly don't have that much going on today. Of course, like, I have no problem hanging out with you. I love you and I love hanging out with you. And so I'm willing to give up my time and hang out with you because you are a person that is important in my life. And so, you know, I gave up my time, and time is such a valuable thing, and people don't realize that that's really like one of our most important resources, and it really shows how you feel about a person and how you value them through the time that you give. So it really is just a matter of, if someone wants to make time for you, they will. Now, the fifth thing on my list for what I learned in 2023 is that it is important to set boundaries. And as people, we all have boundaries. We all have things that we are willing to put up with and what we're not willing to put up with. And, you know, sometimes it just takes understanding yourself a little bit more and understanding, you know, how you felt in certain situations, and then just being like, okay, this is a boundary for myself. This is what I like, and this is what I don't like, and this is the line that you can and you cannot cross. Boundaries can be a set thing for everybody, and boundaries can change between people. So it really just depends. You just have to be like, okay, what am I okay with you doing? What am I okay with you doing? And what am I just not okay with overall? Sometimes boundaries may require you to have the harder conversations with people who maybe you're like, you're not gonna understand my boundary until I tell you it, you know? And then once they do, they either choose to respect it or they don't. And then if they don't, you gotta do something about that. And then another boundary might be, okay, what is going to protect my peace here? That's really what's important, is my peace and being happy overall. So if something is going on and it's not going to protect my peace or the peace that I have established within myself, then that's an automatic no. Like, that's a no. Like, that is my boundary. I'm drawing a line there. And it could be a boundary that was never there before, or it could be a boundary that was always there. It doesn't matter. What are your boundaries? If your boundary changed, figure that out. Something that's harder for me, but I have literally learned this year that it is so important, is sometimes you have to say no, because it's like, I know that saying yes, it's probably gonna like disturb my peace. Or saying yes, I'm gonna look back at it and be like, why did I do that? I didn't really want to do it. Or saying yes may be like, okay, but did you deserve that? Did you deserve what I put into making you happy, but it disrupted me in some type of way, and so it broke one of my boundaries? Along with setting boundaries, that leads me into my next point, which is number 6, which is, it's okay to focus on you. I feel like a lot of people may be like, oh, you're selfish. Oh, all you think about is yourself. Oh, you're all about you. And it's like, yeah, well, this is my life. And sometimes I have to be all about me because I need to get myself to where I need to go. Whether that's here, whether that's here, whether that's there. It doesn't matter, but whatever I need to do to get myself there, I just need to be able to focus on myself. Now, whether that's self-care, if I'm like, oh no, I can't do that for you because this is my self-care time, it's not selfish, it's me focusing on myself. Sometimes you have to be like, okay, no, this is me time. Like, I'm sorry, but I cannot help you. And I would say that a big way that I have been focusing on myself this year is by thinking about, okay, well, who am I as a person? What do I like? What do I not like? You know, what way do I want to live? What am I doing now that is serving me? What am I doing now that's not serving me? What is in my life that needs to be cut out? What is not in my life that I want to bring in? It's all about reflection and just seeing, okay, what is going on here? And sometimes it's really hard. And that is why focusing on yourself is truly important, because it is a matter of self-discovery. It is part of the process of discovering you. And so whatever people have to say about it, they can really just fuck off, because it's not about them. It's about you. And once you understand that that is okay, and it is okay to be selfish sometimes, you're gonna feel so much better because you're not letting other people's opinions and other people's pressures weigh on you, and you're able to just elevate in your own way. And last but not least, something that I learned this year is that to grow is to change. And I know everybody knows and everybody says that, you cannot grow, you cannot be better without change. And that is really what it is. Change is just a natural part of life, and everything changes. Nothing is going to stay the same. And you can't hope that it will, because it won't. So something that I've experienced personally is that I recently just got a new job opportunity, and that meant that I had to say goodbye to my old job, which in some respects I was like, yeah, I'm so happy, like I'm ready to be out, I'm ready to start something new, like cool. But then in another respect, I'm like, okay, well, I'm comfortable in my old job, I'm comfortable in this position, I'm comfortable with the people here, I'm comfortable in this environment, but I'm not growing here. I have done what I needed to do here. I continue to do what I need to do here. But personally and experience wise, I'm not growing anymore. And so that is where this new shift with my new job is going to help me. It is going to boost my skills because it's something that I can move up further in. And it's going to help me understand who I am a little bit more, how I present myself, and how I'm interacting with people in different ways. It's literally going to require me to change my routine during the day. And so that's like, wow, but it's going to help me in the long run. And when we learn to let go and we learn to accept things for as they are, and to realize what is happening in front of us and the opportunities that arise, and we can use those as opportunities to change and then to grow. You cannot stay in a stagnant place forever. That is not going to be healthy. That is not going to be good. And honestly, whether you like it or not, nothing is going to be stagnant. And so just by accepting change is going to help you so much throughout life, because then you are able to really see what your choices are, see what is happening, and just embrace it. And embracing the change is going to make things a lot better and just make life a lot more enjoyable. So yeah, that's literally what I got. That's what I thought of. And yeah, those are the lessons that I have learned so far in 2023. As we are going into a whole new year, there are going to be a lot more lessons I'm positive I'm going to learn, because I'm always going to be learning, and there's always lessons to take from life. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I appreciate you so much. Like I said, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow that Instagram, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Come here, I want to show you something.